The summer I turned 10, my little sister disappeared. She vanished on her way to deliver lunch to our parents. There were no cameras, no witnesses, nothing. That meal delivery should have been my responsibility. From that day on, my mother never spoke to me again. 15 years later, I became a police officer. I would walk the same path my sister took that day over and over again, trying to piece together what happened, until finally a heartbreaking truth began to emerge. It was the 10th of August, 2009, the day my sister disappeared. We lived in a crumbling rural courtyard back then. My father worked at a nearby chemical factory, and my mother ran a bustling little grocery store by the roadside. In the summer, people would flock to the store for popsicles and ice cream at noon. When my father finished his shift, he would go help out. They were always so busy they barely had time to eat. So that summer, the task of cooking fell to me, a 10-year-old boy. The kitchen had no air conditioning, only an old fan. When the water boiled, steam filled the room and the fan just blew hot air around. I'd always end up drenched in sweat by the time I finished cooking. On the day it happened, the heat was particularly unbearable. After making lunch, I started feeling faint, like I was coming down with heat stroke. Nobody else was home. My grandma lived next door, but she was sharp-tongued and unkind. I didn't dare ask her for help. I splashed water on my face, forced myself to push through the dizziness, and prepared some cold noodles for my sister to eat before getting lunch ready for our parents. My sister took a few bites, then said, "Big sister, you rest under the fan. I will take the lunch today. I will finish my noodles when I get back." It was only a 10-minute walk from our house to the store, a path we had walked together countless times, but still I hesitated. "Are you sure you can handle it?" I asked, half lying down, a wet towel pressed to my forehead. "Don't worry about me, I will be back in no time," she said, grabbing the basket before I could argue. She was so thin from chronic illness that her shoulder bones jutted out when she lifted the basket. Her small, frail figure made my heart ache. Before leaving, she turned and waved. "I will be right back. And don't you dare eat my noodles, okay?" "Fine, I won't," I replied impatiently, waving her off. But she never came back. Do you think if I joked about eating her noodles, she might have come back sooner?